You know, you mentioned about winning awards and stuff like that. Like, I would set goals for myself continually to win awards,
Sure.
because if you just continue working day to day basis, you know, you won't progress at all.
That's true.
So what I tend to do is I would look what's happening in Europe and in America, and try and keep up to date with the levels that they set. I enter competitions, national fashion competitions in Ireland and in England, and when I win a few, I know I kind of go in the right direction.
Wow.
Yeah. So this year was actually a very good year for me, and 2014 was good. Yeah.
So, Michael, let's take it backward a little bit. You started when you were about 15.
Even before that,
Before that, and your mom helped you
That's
through
right.
the through the process. What is like at that time, when photographer is not
That's right.
like the way it is
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
a fantastic question. In those days, like, photography was very, very expensive. Now,
Sure.
my family, we didn't have a lot of money, but my mother she had a passion for photography, and she had an old Kodak box camera, and like she would have spent an awful lot of money to buy this camera.
True.
And she recorded all of us when we were getting through the stages of life, from kids to teenage and stuff like that. But around the age that you just mentioned there, I just noticed this camera I held in my hand, and she saw me out the corner of her eye, and she says, "You take a few pictures, Michael." And I says, "Yeah." I was afraid in case I drop it, But I took the pictures anyway, and I think from that moment I was just smitten,
Kind of spark your interest immediately from there.
Yeah, absolutely, And then, like, when I went to school then, most of the other kids were into soccer, football, Gaelic football, and all the sports. I wasn't great. I didn't have a massive interest in that,
Your mom was taking that part of you now.
Yeah, I did have an interest in the arts. With, like, the school I went to was more or less like into the sports side of things. But I had one teacher who was kind of very, very good, and kind of said, like, Michael here. He encouraged me into to develop the artistic side of my interests, and got a job in the airport when I was 13 to 14. Washing up in the kitchens to buy my first camera, and I was afraid to use it in case it'd break it.
That's right.
But I got over that. I kind of got over that, and just went on from there.
Bring it back to what you're saying, Michael. That dives us into some of your work that you've done. Can you give us more illustration on how it does inspire your mind? It's okay, I want to work with this model.
Okay.
I want to kind of, work on this kind of inspiration that will make a difference. What's like for you?
Well, like, the day-to-day job would be social photography, commercial photography, and kind of weddings as a third. Now, the fashion I got into, that's only about 10 years ago, because I kind of, something I always wanted to do, and I just was lucky enough to meet the right person at the right time.
Bingo, how you doing? Welcome to the Jericho Show. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to watch Jericho Show. Why don't you log on to our YouTube channel or subscribe and see more of the show that you've missed in the last few weeks? We'd love to see that happen. It's only Jericho Show is the place to be. So tune in and check us out on the YouTube. See you soon.